Son of a legendary trainer in Paul Fitzpatrick, Blake has carved a successful training and driving career in his own right. From his base in southwest Sydney, he also has branched out into training thoroughbreds and is now one of the few cross-code trainers in New South Wales. Growing up around the horses, a career in harness racing was always on the cards, but it was Blake's father who insisted they take a holistic approach to the industry.
From an early age I knew that's what I wanted to do, and I went to school until I think year 10, and I was pretty keen to get out and get involved in the industry. Dad always emphasised that we had to learn to train and learn the whole industry, so we had something to fall back on, and so we're always involved in the training side with Mum and Dad from an early age. But yeah, definitely the first 5 or 6 years of my career was basically driving.
Blake and his brother Gavin's early success as drivers came at the same time as their father Paul was reaching new heights as a trainer, affording the brothers some great drives.
It's Lombo Pocket Watch the leader, trying out on the outside is 12 paces, Lombo Pocket Watch.
He had a number of good horses back then. Obviously Lombo Pocket Watch was the standout. He was just a freakish juvenile. I think he raced in 5 different states as a 2-year-old and raced in the first 2-year-old of the year and the last 2-year-old of the year, and he went through the whole season undefeated, and yeah, he was just a freak. But yeah, Dad had a number of great horses that came through. Make Me Smile was another one, and Smooth Cruiser, and there's Dance of Life.
Miss Hazel in front, Dance of Life lunging, oh, very close.
There's so many you could name, but just for myself and Gavin, just the opportunity to drive that better quality horse, I think that's what really helped us take that next step in the industry.
South Australian Cup winner Selby Bromake holds a strong place on the mental mantelpiece. For Blake, the Caprock gelding gave him some brilliant early successes.
Sokiola joined by Selby Bromake. Selby Bromake gets up.
First Group 1 winner was a horse called Selby Bromake for Brian Hancock, and I think that was probably the first good race that I'd won, and that really kicked me along. And I was at a point where Brian had just retired from driving, and I was fortunate enough that Brian put me on his whole stable actually for the next couple of seasons, and yeah, that really got my name out there, and I'd spend most weekends travelling to Victoria driving in group races, which for someone that was 18 was just a great opportunity.
After a successful junior driving career, Blake turned his hand towards training, and the key to his success outside of the sulky was the purchase of a property not too far from where he grew up.
Purchased this probably about 9 or 10 years ago now, Brittany, and yeah, I'd been married, and my junior driving career was over really. My concession days were over, so yeah, I was at a point where I'd branched out into training, and we're trying to grow that side of the business. So this property came up for sale, and it's in a great location, and we've been able to build on it and really develop it over the years. So yeah, it was definitely a great starting point for us.
A big asset to just be down the road as well.
Yeah, definitely. We're next door to Dad, and we share tracks and we see each other every day. So yeah, it's if I ever have any problems or need assistance, Dad's always there to help.
The team has done a number of improvements to the property over the years.
We've put the tracks on the property and the walking machine and the swimming pool. This used to be like a breeding facility for the harness racing industry, so the stables and yards were here, but we've just put the tracks and everything we need for the training side.
Talk us through your tracks, because everybody's a little bit different and everybody has different ideas as well, but what makes this place work for your team?
Definitely the hill track. I think it's a great asset. We do a lot of our slow work on that, and it's really beneficial for the trotters especially. It's a heavy sand hill track, so they're working on it, and it really helps get the horses fit. We've also got a 750 metre fast work track, which has got a great surface, and we can do enough with them here at home where we don't have to travel anywhere to hit them out or anything like that. So yeah, we're very lucky in that sense.
But it's Fancy with 100 metres to travel in front with Karen Manning, and Fancy goes on to win it. Fancy goes up the left shoulder. Fancy puts it in front of Fancy come away.
Fiery Mountain Girl getting through on the inside. It's going home the better the filly, and Fiery Mountain Girl 1.5 length to Wollongong Armstrong.
Blake has had a lot of success with trotters over the years, success that came about through a chance meeting.
I sort of got there by fluke, I guess. I met Pat Driscoll who's obviously an influential breeder in the trotting side of things, and I was training for Pat for a number of years here in New South Wales, and he had some really well-bred young trotters, and he's probably the one I've got to thank for getting me involved in that side of things. And yeah, I've really enjoyed them actually, and they've been a great asset to our stable. They're a real challenge, especially the younger trotters. They're the ones I really enjoy, and there's nothing more satisfying than taking a yearling trotter through to the races and watching them progress right throughout their career. But definitely the way I train, I think it does suit the trotters, and yeah, hopefully we can continue on with them and find a good one along the way.
Alongside the pacers and the trotters, Blake has spent the last 10 years training a number of thoroughbreds.
Oh, just something myself and Lisa have always wanted to get involved in, and Dad's trained thoroughbreds a number of years ago, but yeah, something we really enjoy, and it's a completely different industry to what we're used to, that's for sure. It's been a real challenge, but we had a really good first season. I think we had 12 winners for the year, and just from a small team, so yeah, hopefully we can grow on that, Britt.
Is it hard to balance the two?
It is, it's difficult. You've got to be very well organised, and a lot of travelling involved in the thoroughbred industry, so yeah, it's not easy, but you definitely need good staff behind you.
And you obviously train them out of here, so how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, all their work's done here on the property, so they blend in with the trotters. We ride them here at home, and on a quiet day we might lead them off a trotter, and they spend a lot of time in the swimming pool, so yeah, they're pretty adaptable, so they learn to cope with everything here.
Blake started out by purchasing a few thoroughbreds to train, but has since picked up clientele and now has a strong cross-code base.
They're pretty adaptable, so they learn to cope with everything here.
What about clientele from that perspective? Have they been clients that you've had harness horses with, or are a lot of them your own?
When I started off, I just bought a few tried horses of my own, and just to get going, and since then I've been able to establish a clientele base from the thoroughbred industry, and also a number of people involved in harness racing that are keen to have an interest in the thoroughbred industry as well. So yeah, it's been a really good balance.
Designer Maid's in front, boil over, Designer Maid. Designer Maid wins it.
Family has played a vital role in the success of his stable.
They love the horses, and Ethan as well. He's here working full time at the moment also. So and yeah, Lisa, she's the backbone of the stable. She's the one that holds everything together. So yeah, it's great for the kids. It's a great lifestyle for them, and they're I think keen to get involved in the industry when the time's right.
And what's the goals for the future?
Yeah, I'd just really love to get a Grand Circuit horse, one that's or a top horse like everyone, I guess. We've had a number of good horses, but just